Hey, rookie, how does it feel to be called a rookie?
Yeah, it's different. I haven't been called a rookie in about 10 years, but awesome to be in a place like this, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and be a rookie and getting ready for my first Indy 500. It's very cool.
How does it feel walking it into Indy?
Oh, it's surreal. The place is just oozes history, and the people that have been successful here. I couldn't imagine what it's like. Walking in here knowing they've won the Indy 500. It's a job that we all come here to try and achieve, and that's no doubt for me. I want to try and do the best job I possibly can for this team, and I know that is winning the race is the best job I possibly can do. So I really want to try and do that.
And you try and win it in a yellow submarine, as you call it.
Yeah. The yellow sub's a really cool thing. Of Pennzoil coming on board and sponsoring our Chevy. It's going to be an awesome time, and to have the history behind me in the terms of their partnership with the team. They've been a part of motorsports and IndyCar for a very long time, but to have that and try and add to the legacy they've already made within the category and within this yellow submarine is a pretty exciting thing for me.
Mate, what expectations do the team have you in your rookie year?
Yeah, for me, it's a hard thing to explain, but in simple terms, it's very simple. I just need to finish every race. I need to complete every lap I can, especially in the initial part of the season. And then I think we can reconsider our goals sort of midway through the season and have an idea of where we want to be. It's hard to know right now with testing, what the pace is like. I could be very good, I could be very bad, but I'm feeling comfortable in the car every time I do a lap, every time I get around the course faster and faster, and that's all I can ask for.
It's a completely different type of car that you're used to. You can't bang doors, because if you bang doors, you'll have no wheels or wings in this formula. Does it bring with it a different type of nervousness, despite how confident you can be?
Yeah, it's just an unknown. Look, I feel very comfortable in the car. I'm not nervous about that part. I'm probably, there's stuff that I've learned in testing that I won't be able to learn. There's stuff that I've got to learn in the race that I can't learn in testing. So it's one of those things where I've really got to go out there, like I said, and do every lap I can. And yeah, for sure, it's going to be very different to try and post in a fast time. By yourself. That's easy. That's the easy part. Going wheel to wheel with people is going to be very different, and they certainly race a little bit different over here. The way you race an open wheeler is very different. Like you said, the wheels come off instead of the doors fall off, or just get dented. So she's a bit more intense in that regard.
Have you done any sort of minor pack racing yet to understand the slipstreaming and getting runs?
Yep. So we tested at Texas last week, and had a really good traffic running sort of afternoon with 14, 15 odd cars, and got an understanding. The runs are huge in this car. The slipstream's massive. So understanding that and really getting a feel for what that's like is going to take some time. But I felt really comfortable after that. The traffic running, feeling the wash. What changes I can make in the car throughout the race or throughout the stint to make it better for me. I learned a lot of that at that test day just gone.
Oh, so you're starting to get genuinely excited about these oval races, eh?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm really excited for the ovals. I think there's a lot more that can go wrong, and the shunts are a lot bigger. But that's why we go racing, the thrill of it, and there's a hell of a thrill with the racing on the oval.
Some might say that IndyCar racing is probably a real racing in the sense that no power steering. You have to really work the car. Does it feel like that you're a bit of an old school racer?
Yeah, it's just back to the old sort of open wheeler roots. I know a lot of the Toyota Racing Series, for instance, doesn't have power steering. A lot of the other open wheeler categories don't have it. We really need it in a supercar purely because it's so heavy. But in the IndyCar, it's very pure. When you're on a hot lap, when you've done a good lap because you hit every apex nice. It's very easy to make a mistake with power steering and not without power steering and not be able to regain control of your laps. So. I think that will make it even more rewarding when we do a good lap eventually.
How do you think you'll work tyres? Do you know tyres well, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. I think it's a different tyre to what I'm used to and how it warms up, especially. It's very temperature related, where the Dunlop back home, that just turned on very quickly. Where the Firestone over here, it didn't really, it matters a lot, what temps the car and the tyre is in, and then we can't test on the red tyre, which is what we run on. It's the softer tyre of the two, and it's really our qualifying tyre. We can't test on that during the year, so really my testing will be during the race weekend on qualifying, which is tough, but it is what it is.
Hey, have you hooked up with some of the other rookies like Romain Grosjean and Mr. Seven-time Jimmy Johnson yet?
Yeah, no, I talked to them both. They're really cool guys. We've been in contact on the phone and a few things, and even at the media content day that we did in Indianapolis not long ago. They're really cool people. Jimmy's been really cool with helping me understand Charlotte a bit and figuring out places where me and Carly, my wife, want to live. And then Romain, we've just been talking. He's a big iRacer, which I love my sim racing, so he's on there a lot. So being able to play around on the simulator a fair bit with him and whatever. But they're two guys I want to beat as well. So I'm very competitive and looking forward to going wheel to wheel with them.
You weren't flexing over winning Sebring in the iRacing, were you?
No, it was nice to get some sort of success, because it was I'm picking it's going to take a little longer to get my first win in IndyCar, that's for sure.
A lot of people talk about your racing, but your life off the park. How much of an adjustment has it been?
It's been a big adjustment. For instance, obviously COVID is pretty big, and the time that we moved over was when the big surge sort of really happened. So learning what states run different laws and mask mandates and all that sort of stuff has been different, and probably come over to America to experience America at the worst time. A lot of places are closed, but thankfully there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and things are starting to really open up, and people are getting used to I guess COVID life in some ways. But then again, you've got I love watching sport. I've got a lot of primetime sport that I've been watching. Been getting into the baseball. I love watching the basketball, obviously NFL. But yeah, a lot of cool things happening. But I didn't have too much of a shock to the system because my wife's American, so it wasn't too bad.
Are you really supporting the Mets in baseball?
Yeah, Mets. Knicks.
What the hell happened there?
Blame my wife for that. Yeah, she's New York, so she's a big fan of the New York teams. The only team I didn't follow from New York was the New York Jets. I followed the Carolina Panthers in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know. But hey, just one final thought. Have you been jabbed yet?
This week. Actually, no, tomorrow. Friday. So yeah, it's not too far away. My first vaccine.
Oh, yeah. What is it? Is it a two jabber?
Yeah, it's a two doser. Yeah.
Oh, mate. So all right. So where did the excitement levels sit ahead of Barber Motorsport Park?
It's very excited. I think it's the longest period of time since I started go-karting that I haven't raced in a race. I'm itching just to get going. It doesn't matter how I go, but just to have that competitive vibe around me and get excited. National anthems and invocations, all that sort of stuff before the pre-race, and then jumping in and going wheel to wheel with everyone. I'm really excited.
Hey, I meant to ask you, being at Penske Central as opposed to being a satellite operation, how big is the difference?
Yeah, look, we always said that this was the big brother, and it certainly is. It's it's a well-oiled machine. You ask for something, you get it. It's very, they work for you, they work with you. It's we had that at DJ Team Penske. It was a great mold, but it was just on a lot smaller level. There's almost 500 employees. I think there is 500 employees at Penske. We've got massive brands that we get sponsored by. The place itself is like a city. It's unbelievable. So, really excited. But, now I'm sitting in a place where Roger Penske owns, Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the 500. And, you just realise how big of an empire he is and who you work for and the brands you support.
That's why he's the captain.
Exactly.